Power Rangers show has been exciting audiences for decades, with its colorful heroes and epic combats where the Rangers emerge victorious. But no battle is complete without the presence of a menacing villain. They are the ones that make the show exciting and worth watching. Today, we will look into one of those antagonists, Scorpina, from Power Rangers, whose presence might have been limited in the show, but left a deep mark on the viewers. Before we go into our explanation, we have a small request. If you like our comment, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you, let's begin. Who is Scorpina? Scorpina is one of the ruthless and tough nut-to-crack type enforcers for Rita Repulsa. Usually fighting alongside Goldar, she has always seemed armed with a crescent-shaped sword that doubles as a boomerang. When she morphed to giant size, Scorpina would transform into terrifying scorpion monster. Her monster version has a massive stinger-like ponytail and a razor-sharp claw replacing her left hand. Scorpina's past cannot be determined, but she is considered an ally to Rita Repulsa, helping her in battles against the wise and powerful Zordon. However, while Rita is in a dumpster prison, Scorpina manages to evade, hiding within a boulder, waiting for Rita's return to her beside her when she rises to power. Scorpina is the first Power Rangers villain to change into a different form when evolving to giant size, making new history. Interestingly, her original name was assumed to be Scorpia during production. Thank God it was changed. This distinctive stinger-like ponytail and boots from her giant monster form were later repurposed and merged with the new headpiece, exhibiting a horned helmet which created a distinctive look. Role of Scorpina, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Scorpina first appeared in Green with Evil, a 5-part storyline that spans episodes 17 to 21 of the first season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Episode 19, The Rescue. Scorpina appears in Part 3, The Rescue. As the battle rages on, Jason, the Red Ranger, finds himself facing off against not one, but two challenging adversaries in the Dark Dimension: the treacherous Goldar and the mysterious Green Ranger. Despite being vastly outnumbered, Red Ranger refuses to back down and resolves to protect his friends and the innocent who have no idea what's happening. Meanwhile, back at the command center, the Rangers and Alpha are seen working tirelessly to track Jason's communicator signal, finally locking onto it, and they are able to teleport him to safety. Even though Jason's rescue is a relief, the victory is bittersweet as Zordon is still lost and the command center lies within the wreckage. Aiming to benefit from the Rangers' defenselessness, Rita Repulsa calls for a powerful new ally, Scorpina, a cruel female warrior who can transform into a terrifying giant scorpion. Scorpina's awakening sets the scene for an epic showdown between the Rangers and their last antagonist. Episode 20, Eclipsing Megazord. In Part 4, Eclipsing Megazord, just as Goldar is about to overpower the Megazord, Rita activates Scorpina's powers, turning her into a giant, monstrous scorpion. Together, Goldar and Scorpion are too much for the Megazord, which is further weakened by an eclipse created by Rita. When it is at its peak, Goldar administers a powerful kick that causes the Megazord to fall to the ground. The Red Ranger summons the Power Sword's energy and revives the Megazord, and now it has recovered and is again getting the upper hand against Goldar and Scorpina. But Rita encounters this by invoking the Green Ranger who was assaulted in a previous attack on the command center. Now, in giant size, the Green Ranger teams with Goldar and together they channel a blast of energy so powerful that it destroys the Megazord. Episode 20, Breaking the Spell. In Part 5, Breaking the Spell, emboldened by their supposed victory, Scorpina and Goldar gather in the Moon Place to sip a toast in triumph over Power Rangers while Rita Repulsa looks on. A toast to their success, they cheerfully celebrate their win and the destruction of the Megazord. However, soon thereafter, the Power Rangers find a way to regain their Zords. The Rangers are able to break the spell that has taken hold over the Green Ranger, Tommy, which frees him from Rita's control. Tommy has a change of heart and chooses to aid the Power Rangers and their 6th Ranger, boosting them with strength and determination. With the Green Ranger by their side, the Power Rangers are united more than ever, willing to fight whatever challenge is upcoming. Episode 27, The Wheel of Misfortune. In Episode 27, Wheel of Misfortune, Scorpina returns to wreak devastation on the Power Rangers. Rita Repulsa casts a spell on Pink Ranger, Kimberly's grandmother's spinning wheel, altering it into the Wheel of Misfortune. As the wheel begins disseminating its dark magic, Rita dispatches Goldar and Scorpina to Earth to expand into giants and cause mayhem. Goldar and Scorpina are like a golden villain couple who proved to be a tough team to overpower, with Goldar using his net to entangle the Tyrannosaurus Dinozord. At the same time, Scorpina releases energy blasts to help keep the other Zords at bay. However, when all hope seems lost, Tommy, the Green Ranger, breaks free from the putty rope, holding him captive, and summons the Dragon Zord. With a range of missiles on the radius, the Dragon Zord blasts Goldar and Scorpina to the ground, freeing Tyrannosaurus Dinosaur. The battle rages on when the Wheel of Misfortune arrives to wreak more havoc. The wheel proves to be a surprisingly difficult adversary to put up an intense fight and even giving the Megazord trouble. But in a last-ditch effort to save the day, the Power Rangers merged the Megazord with the Dragon Zord and Titanus to form the OG Ultra Zord. With the Ultra Zord's awesome power, the Power Rangers finally annihilate the Wheel of Misfortune, which prompts Goldar, Scorpina, and other baddies to escape in defeat. Episode 45, Crystal of Nightmares. In the 45th Crystal of Nightmares episode, Scorpina and Goldar launch another vicious attack on the Power Rangers as Rita plans to activate the Crystal of Nightmares. Rita enlarges the duo and quickly overpowers the Megazord. Goldar even delivers a crushing double jump kick that sends the Megazord tumbling. However, the Rangers summoned the Power Sword and used its power to make Scorpina and Goldar vulnerable before striking the final blow. The duo survive, but they've severely wounded, which compels them to withdraw. Episode 50, Return of an Old Friend Part 2. Following Green Ranger Tommy's triumphant retrieval of his Dragon Dagger and the Dragon Zord, he faces off against Goldar in a fierce one-on-one battle. Appearing victorious, Tommy seems poised to proclaim a decisive win, but Rita has other plans and decides to intervene, dispatching Scorpina to join forces with Goldar to take down Tommy. The two powerful baddies combine their strength and grow into supergiants to clash with the Dragon Zord. The subsequent battle is violent, with Scorpina and Goldar unleashing their wrath upon the Dragon Zord. Even after being outnumbered, Tommy navigates the Dragon Zord effortlessly, evading and countering the duo's attacks. As the tide of the battle is turning in their favor, Scorpina and Goldar suddenly realize they have left the stolen power coins unguarded. Fearing their plan will be thwarted, they hastily retreat and stop their attack on Dragon Zord. Taking the opportunity as soon as Tommy sees it, he recovers the stolen power coins, which significantly blows Rita's plans. With the coins back in their possessions, the Power Rangers can eventually join forces and destroy Dramel, a powerful monster created by Rita, who kept Ranger's parents captive in another dimension. The Mutiny, Season 2. As Lord Zed returns to the moon, Scorpina is present to witness that, but she's nowhere to be found when Zed takes over and banishes Rita Repulsa. Without Rita in charge, Lord Zed's full power is unleashed, proving a greater threat to Earth than ever. Zed first makes the Prianced monster a mighty creature that freezes 4 dinosaurs and takes control of the Dinosaurus, Dinozord, and Dragon Zord. The Power Rangers are now up against a new and powerful enemy. They must change their strategies to counter Zed's unusual powers and save the Earth from destruction. Season 2, Episode 29, Goldar's Vice Versa. Scorpina returns after a time away, during which time Jason, Trini, and Zack leave the Power Rangers team. Lord Zed instructs Scorpina to disguise herself as a new student named Sabrina and infiltrate Angel Grove High School. She befriends Adam and gains his trust, but later she reveals her true identity and helps Goldar and the Putty Patrol ambush Adam. The Power Rangers and the White Ranger defeated Scorpina and Goldar. However, Lord Zed used a growth grenade to evolve them. Giant Scorpina and Giant Goldar fight back hard against the Thunder Megazord and the White Tiger Zord, but have to retreat after the Thunder Ultrazord blasted them. Season 2, final episode, Countdown to Destruction. Scorpina vanishes from the horizon following her defeat with the Power Rangers. She was not found anywhere afterwards as far as anyone knew. However, when Zordon's energy wave cleanses much of the galaxy of many of its villains and purifies the others, including Rita Repulsa, Lord Zed, Divatox, and Astronema, Scorpina is nowhere to be found. Her fate remains unknown for the next 28 years. This left fans wondering whether she was able to evade the effects of the energy wave or if she met a different kind of end. Scorpina's status, dead or alive, is a mystery that continues to be a matter of speculation. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always. In a last-ditch effort to eliminate Billy, Rita Repulsa casts her magical wand toward him in a final bid. To everyone's astonishment, Min Quan, Trini's cousin, breaks loose from her confinement and receives the blast originally intended for Billy. She survives this by a miracle. As Min tries to understand what happened to her, she gets a glimpse into Trini's vision where she was the Yellow Ranger. These flashbacks provide a unique glimpse into Trini's time as a Power Ranger, showcasing her bravery and determination. One flashback shows a short but brutal battle between the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and Scorpina. Although Scorpina appears only briefly, she reminds one of the many challenges the Power Rangers faced during their time together. Role of Scorpina in Power Rangers Soul of the Dragon. Scorpina returns 33 years after her last appearance, now called the Witch, with a black cloak to cover up her identity. She's been secretly selling high technology and special Zeo crystal-like gems to New Tech City gangs, giving them superpowers. However, with their plans are inadvertently uncovered by JJ Oliver, son of the former Green Ranger. Tommy Oliver, JJ, accompanied by Amara and Tommy, confronts Scorpina at Passon's Tower, where she reveals her identity. However, her plan has multiple purposes: to use Tommy and his son to her advantage while working to bring out the arrival of her master Lokar. Scorpina's past revealed how Rita Repulsa's leadership delusioned her and became a dark magician in her quest for power. She was then banished to the Talos dimension where Lokar rescued her. She now serves Lokar as he is trying to gain ultimate power and become the truest of villains. In preparing to sacrifice JJ to Lokar, Scorpina is confronted by Tommy, who has now morphed into the Mighty Morphin White Ranger. Nevertheless, Scorpina demonstrates how dangerous she is by using power crystals to increase her strength. Just as Scorpina is about to deliver the final blow, she is interrupted by the arrival of Lokar, who has become impatient with her lack of progress. Lokar punishes Scorpina by sucking her back into the Talos dimension along with some members of her gang. Personality of Scorpina. Scorpina was a vicious, arrogant villain who enjoyed fighting and hurting her enemies. She was even more ferocious in her monster form. In contrast to her tough shell, Scorpina was tender towards Goldar and sometimes showed affection to him. But Scorpina's loyalty to Rita and Zed eventually transformed into a desire for power and control. She became so overconfident that she even attempted to read Rita's spellbooks, ultimately leading to her downfall. 30 years later, Scorpina returned to Earth fully devoted to serving Lokar. She obeyed his orders without question. However, it is not clear whether she would have remained true when she obtained the desired power. Powers and weapons of Scorpina in a normal armed form. Scorpina in her default combat attire has numerous powers at her disposal. She can instantly vanish from one place and reappear elsewhere. She has conjured dark purple smoke to transport herself and others. Scorpina's helmet can cast an energy laser. She can produce massive explosions with just a snap of her fingers. She can summon monsters and even put putties to assist in her battle. She can release powerful lightning blasts from her hands. Scorpina can absorb energy from her crystals, which helps increase her strength. By absorbing energy, Scorpina can transform into a stronger, armored version of her scorpion form. She can wield several deadly weapons to help her in combat. She has a scorpion fin, which is a razor-sharp scorpion tail-like blade that can be utilized for close-range attacks. Scorpina's crescent-shaped blade can be charged with blue energy, which can also be thrown like a boomerang to knock down enemies. When integrated with Goldar's sword, Scorpina's fin blade can release powerful blue lightning that can help take down multiple opponents. In the later years when Scorpina became the witch, she used a weapon similar to Rita's wand, which featured a large purple wand with a red jewel. With this wand, Scorpina can generate massive purple lightning waves that can be fired at enemies with the potential to cause devastating damage. Powers of Scorpina in Giant Scorpion form. In her Giant Scorpion form, Scorpina's capabilities are significantly enhanced. She has superhuman strength that can overpower the Megazord easily. She can deliver powerful jump kicks that have the ability to send the Megazord and Tyrannosaurus Dinozord flying. Scorpina's monster form makes her highly resistant to damage, which allows her to withstand powerful attacks from the Rangers' powerful weapons like Power Sword, Thunder Saber, and White Tiger Zord. With improved fighting skills, Scorpina developed quick reflexes, enabling her to catch the Dino Megazord's first mid-swing, showcasing her impressive agility and combat prowess. In her giant scorpion form, Scorpina can use her fin blade. Her left hand has a massive golden scorpion claw for bashing enemies for catching and holding on to opponents like the Megazord. She can fire a barrage of yellow energy blast through her scorpion claw, critically damaging multiple enemies at once. Her long tail features a barb at the end that Scorpina uses to attack and electrocute her enemies. She can also cause massive explosions by thrusting her tail at her enemies, although this attack may not always be effective. Scorpina's power in Colossal Metallic form. In her Colossal Metallic form, Scorpina evolves into one of the most formidable antagonists in Power Rangers history, outperforming even her previous forms in power and strength. Only Lokar exceeds her in power. Scorpina's strength is amplified when she effortlessly sends Tommy flying into a wall with a single backhanded strike and lifting JJ with one hand. She can generate massive shockwaves by slamming her arms to the ground, sending her opponents flying simultaneously. Her durability reaches an advanced level, making her highly resistant to damage, withstanding multiple attacks from Space Patrol Delta's weapons and the Centaurian Synergizer without sustaining any harm. Scorpina remains completely unfazed by external disturbances such as the ground quaking up to Lokar's arrival. Marvelous verdict. Even though her role was minor in most of the series, fans wish they could have seen more of Scorpina. Her character is a force to be reckoned with. We, as viewers, were robbed of seeing Scorpina transform into a powerful and independent villain, or the flirting and spark-flying romantic chemistry between her and Goldar. An icon with a limited time presence, her legacy will continue to remain iconic in the Power Rangers villain franchise. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks everyone.